How hard is it to, know that you're within that close to it, and the anticipation of this week?
I don't think I don't know if hard is the right word I would use for it. I think it's just the anticipation of it. Just wanting to get to that moment to play for it. But we love the process here. We love going through our process each week, regardless of what game it is. We understand that it's the Grey Cup and it's the biggest game of our careers. But we're trying to keep everything business-like and just approach this game the same way we've been approaching our process throughout the year that got us here.
This team has been through a lot of emotional highs and lows, and it doesn't get any more than what happened in the
Yep.
East Final with Chad. How does a group do you guys maybe use that in a positive way? Because for a lot of teams, it can really sink them when you lose a guy like Chad. How does this group use it as a way, as almost like in a rally for Chad?
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of the way that we've approached it. Even when it happened, we want to rally as a team and do what we can to make sure that we get this thing done. It's unfortunate. You never want to see anybody on our team, anybody's team. You never want to see that in sports. And you could feel it. You could feel the energy there at the game when it happened. That we got to get this thing done now. Like there's no excuse. We got to rally as a team. We got to be together now more than probably ever because this the magnitude of this game, the magnitude of what's going on, the adversity that you might face. But guess what? That's football. Adversity hits, and so we got to be prepared for it at all times. And I think that ultimately we're a team that's been able to do that this whole season.
You you've worked a lot with Nick throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
He was brought in here to kind of help bring you guys along, and
Yep.
obviously, he's in a position now where he's starting the biggest game of his career.
Right.
How in a way do you guys all come together to help Nick
Yeah.
going into this game?
You know, it's a full circle moment for me and Nick to I met him when was it before I even got into the league. I think it may have been summer of heck I don't know when it was 22 maybe. I met him out in Vancouver and we were training together and we just talked and about our experiences and things like that, and then to be able to get signed early in camp and us to meet each other here now and to come back to this moment here where we were training together and I wasn't even in the league, and to come back to this moment now, and it's cool for us to be able to experience this together. But we're all just trying to put our brains together, watch film together, study film together, go over our game plan at all times together. We're all living together in the same building right now, so it's easier to get more time together and make sure that we're all mentally where we need to be at and at the same point together. So no matter what goes on, no matter who's out there, that we're able to run this offense the way that we need to do it this week.
I know no one ever wants to think about these situations, but what happened to Chad, with Nick starting and you're the next man up, does that what happened to Chad make you mentally think about what happens if you're called into this situation?
No, I don't think you ever have that in your mind that kind of stuff might happen. But because the way we approach the game, we're approaching it as no matter what quarterback's up, we're going to be prepared. So we're all preparing like we're playing, whether it's me, whether it's Nick, whether it's Brian at this point in the season. So, we're all going to be ready to go. So
What does it mean to have Brian back? It kind of felt logical when it happened. And Brian
Exactly.
said the third guy was coming in. There could have been no better guy
Yep.
to bring in. What does
Yep.
it mean to have him back with you guys?
Yeah, it's like we said, a full circle moment again to be able to, have the guys in the room that started the season ultimately together. And like you said, nobody more deserving than to be in this position to get signed right now than Brian. He brings energy to our room every day in the quarterback room, and it's a guy that understands the offense and get the job done too. So we're excited. We're excited with the room that we got going into the game, and it's going to be something that we can all lean on each other too, having that kind of friendship that we've all built early in the season.
Your first CFL start came against Winnipeg. You played
Yep,
them
last
again,
year.
and you guys beat them early in the game. You started against them early in the year. What's the challenge that they provide? What makes them a tough team to play against?
Yeah, I think the veteran leadership that they have. A lot of young talent as well, and obviously they're a great coach group, disciplined, and it's a physical team. So it's going to be a dogfight for us. We understand that, and it's part of this game. It's a football game that we play, so we're looking forward to it.
I get the part where you're all in the room and you're all preparing like you're going to play,
Yep.
but that's preparing to play.
Yep.
Now it's at the point where you're going to play. Looking back at that, how much of that investment that you did to get here
Yep.
reinforces the idea that you got to always be prepared to play. And do you look back and go, maybe I should have worked a little harder on this? You know what I mean? Is there any of that? You know, how do you erase that doubt that you've done everything you can?
Yeah. I think the fear that you haven't done everything that you can keeps driving us to do more. I try to approach every single day and end the day with no doubt. Like I want to make sure that I do everything that I can to make sure that I get another day to keep doing the game I love, keep playing the game that I love, and ultimately to, if called upon, help this team win a game. That's the only thing that we have driving us is the fear of all this ending for us, because this is what we love to do every single day, and that's, to me, I'm fearful of, have I not done enough today? And so if that's the case, then we'll turn the film on a little bit more when we're in the bed and watch it some more. So yeah, I think we're ready. We're going to be ready for this game, and we're going to put the time needed to, so we have no doubt going into this game.
Cameron, when we talk about football, we talk about family. We can extend that to talk about brotherhood. Usually those two things, the biggest ingredient that you can add to that to really make it work is loyalty. Isn't that what bringing Scott in talks about with this organization and this team and your coach? He's a very loyal man.
Yeah, I think, for me, that's why I love football so much. I have a military background in my family, and, grew up in a military family where loyalty is huge. I mean, you got to count on the guy next to you, or, in the military, the operation doesn't go through. Same way with football. It's the ultimate team game. Like you said, brotherhood. I mean, that's the best way to describe what we got going on in our locker room. We're a tight-knit group. We're a family, and that's the thing that, like you just mentioned, to be able to bring, if we're going to bring a guy in, it's got to be B. Scott, because of the time, the investment that he has put in to our organization. I mean, he deserves to be brought in more than anybody else.
Let's talk about Dukes now.
Yes, sir.
He comes in this season. I'm going to learn this Canadian Football League game. Tell us about the beginning till now, going from a game you didn't understand to one now that you need to really, I mean, you don't have to understand it now more than ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
for sure.
Journey.
Yeah, I think, last year I think was the biggest learning curve that I had, that time, actually being a rookie coming in, trying to learn this game. And, I think that the learning curve never stops. If you want to be great, you got to always be looking for that edge and how can I learn more. And I think, Nick coming in and being able to share his knowledge with me has helped me tremendously as a player. I look back at things now in film early in the season where, I would have done stuff differently now, knowing what I know now, and, just the experience that I've been building. And, the more you're out, whether it's at a game or you're in scout team going against, our guys out there who's a dominant defense, it's just seeing it. The more you see it, the more you do it, the more you're going to learn from it. And it's just being able to, have all that knowledge and, learn and just keep learning. That's all I'm trying to do. Every single day I'm trying to learn more and more and more, and so I can just be the best quarterback that I could possibly be.
First family member when you won that game last week, who was the first one you saw, and the look on their face, and what do you think the look on your face said?
Oh, man, who was the first family member? I think I just called my parents after the game, and because they were at home in Florida, and it was just honestly a thing of, can you believe this? Like, because coming from where I come from, it's not common to reach this stage and playing games like this, and just being able to stick with it, from all the no's that I've got, from all the the doubt that I've got, just my ultimate belief in myself and never giving up on, ultimately my dreams and my goals, and to be able to see it come to this point now, it's a dream come true for me. And so, that's obviously motivation for me to do whatever I can to make sure that I'm ready to play this game.
When I think about it, it blows my mind, the fact that there are X amount of players that play football.
Yeah.
And there are X amount of big trophies, and how many names go on those trophies.
Yep.
Against how many people played football. That's got to be mind-boggling.
It is. I mean, statistically, when you break it down and actually think about it, I mean, I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed. I mean, I get coached just thinking about it, because when I was 6 years old, started playing the game, this was my goal. Like, this is what I wanted to do. Like, teachers had asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? It was, I want to be a football player. Like, I didn't have anything else. What about your plan B? I didn't have a plan B. Like, when COVID came around and football teams started shutting down, I'm like, what am I going to do? Because like this is my life. When I'm at home, I mean, I'm surrounded by football. I'm training youth. I'm doing youth development of football. Like, I mean, this is everything to me. So, yeah, to be able to have a chance to hold that trophy and go down in history as a team that won this game. I think that's driving all of us this week.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.